How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? It is Zola here, back with another video. In today's video, Zola gang, we're gonna be reacting to Truth, Justice, and a Superman movie. I hope you guys enjoy it because it's gonna be good. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be absolutely perfect.
I've seen it, you've seen it, and we all loved it. The movie is everything I wanted it to be and more. The critics, the audiences, and almost the entire world seems to be able to agree on one thing. This movie was peak. When all of the glaze is out of my system, I do want to address some silly criticisms I've heard and defend my goat against the evil monkeys. Spoiler warning if you haven't seen the movie yet, but I'm gonna be talking about the movie. Growing up, I wasn't the biggest Superman fan. Spider-Man was my favorite, and I always preferred Batman over Superman. But as
I wouldn't say that I never liked Superman, but Superman's never been he's never been the character for me. Still a good
the release got closer and closer, my excitement for this movie grew larger and larger. I don't know. It was a really good movie. I like to hype myself up, meaning I was nearly strictly consuming Superman media from the start of June all the way till the release in July. I wanted to explore and learn as much about this character as I could so that I could really enjoy this movie. But even if I hadn't done all of that, I think I would have still really liked this movie. This movie just makes you feel good. Seeing Superman do the right thing and hearing the passion in his voice when he talks about saving life genuinely makes you feel good. What makes David more unique than others, though, is his relatability. Some people prefer Superman to be good and stoic and representing everything right, never faltering or getting personally affected by petty things. And when you think of a relatable hero, you're more likely to think of someone like Spider-Man. David's Superman feels real. He's still undoubtedly, undeniably good, but he still feels human. He saves every life.
Yes, his character feels more like he's more approachable. He's not just some god. And there's nothing against Henry Cavill's Superman. Henry Cavill's Superman seemed like this really stoic, god-like figure. But what people really wanted was a Superman that was genuinely, could genuinely be like, I don't know. They really wanted a Superman that could be different in a certain aspect.
Life he can, even a squirrel, but still gets annoyed at hate comments. #supercrap. He doesn't have everything figured out, but he still never questions doing the right thing.
No, he does not.
This movie is a comic book movie in every sense of the word. From the bright colors, to the giant monster, to the pocket universe, to the angry commenter monkeys. I know you've heard this before, but it feels like it's been ripped straight from the page and placed onto the big screen. The action is amazing, and I'm comfortable saying that this Superman is the most creative one we've seen on the big screen in terms of how he uses his abilities. He's spinning like a Beyblade 90% of the time, and that will always be more fun to watch than stiff normal punches. One of my favorite scenes and displays of power in the entire movie is him spinning around and using his heat vision to take out an entire swarm of enemies. Speaking of displays of power, I've seen one too many people calling this version of the character weak, when that couldn't be any further from the truth. With the showings from this movie alone, you could get him above 90% of the other live-action Supermen, including Henry Cavill. While weakened from kryptonite and suffering from the effects of kryptonite poisoning, he was able to save himself, Krypto, Metamorpho, and his baby from a black hole with his breath alone. I could say more, but that's not the point of this video. All of the characters are amazing. Lois Lane didn't feel shoehorned in, and neither did Jimmy. They were both very important to the story, and a big reason Superman was able to win in the end. Same thing with Krypto. Krypto is important to the story, but doesn't overstay his welcome. I mean literally, because he does leave to go back with Supergirl at the end. Oh yeah, that's right. Supergirl's in the movie. And she looks great. I'm glad she appeared here because with just her few seconds of screen time, I'm already excited to see more of her in Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. James Gunn did a phenomenal job.
And to the point, James Gunn is doing an incredible job. I'm looking forward to what he's gonna do. I've always been a big Marvel fan. I've always been a big Spider-Man fan. I do like DC, but I'm more of a Marvel fan. I'm really excited to see what what DC does, what James Gunn's doing with this DC universe. You know, DC's been through so many reboots. And outside of like, you know, outside of a couple things, like outside of like the Dark Knight and the Batman, and the Man of Steel, which was a really decent, really solid movie. It's been, you know, outside of animated, it's been really bad, more mid. You know what I mean? First Aquaman movie was all right. It was pretty good. First Wonder Woman movie was actually pretty decent, but outside of that, it's just it had its problems. But I do really enjoy. I really do enjoy the new style and what they're heading towards, because it seems vibrant and bright and warm. But at the same time, there are most definitely like consequences in this, you know, said universe, and I love it. I love it. I love everything he's doing.
The world building. He makes it clear that we're already in a well-established universe. So
yes, and another thing that's really good is that there's already superheroes. Superheroes have already existed for a long time. So nobody is thinking, "Oh man, superheroes don't exist." No. This isn't like Superman his first year. No, superheroes already exist. And that's another good thing about it. Like, I just love the fact that the heroes already exist in the universe, and Superman's already an established hero. People already know who Superman is. People know who Lex Luthor is. Batman already exists in this universe, so like their heroes are already pre-established. You know, which there's nothing wrong with building up a hero. You know what I mean? But for as many times as the hero's been built up, you can only do it so much. You know what I mean? You don't really need to do it all the time.
So that we could jump straight into the good stuff.
Yep.
We don't have to sit through years worth of setup and origin stories, which I'm very grateful for.
Yes.
The visuals were stunning, and I think the CGI was pretty good. The CGI baby was probably the worst of it, but besides that, everything looked nice. Lex Luthor, the main threat of the movie, the biggest hater we've ever seen on the big screen. From the very beginning of the movie, he's plotting against Superman. I mean, within the first 15 minutes, he's jumping for joy and celebrating his victory over Superman. He quite literally lives for this. He does it for the love of the game. At the end of the movie, the pure hatred that this man had in his eyes for Superman. I knew it from the tears fighting not to leave his eyes when he finally got caught.
And the actors that they chose to place all these characters did a phenomenal job, a wonderful job. They actually feel like these characters. Not that Henry Cavill didn't feel like Superman, because he did, but he didn't really feel like Clark Kent, because it was just, there wasn't a mixture of Clark Kent in there, and there was never like a normal day for him. You know what I mean?
And exposed for all of the dirty things he was doing behind the closet. All of his blame and anger immediately went to Superman. And Superman didn't make it any better by towering over him with a smirk on his face. I would probably hate Superman after that too.
Oh yeah,
Mr. Terrific was pretty damn terrific. The rest of the Justice Gang were good too. Hawkgirl definitely had the least to do of the three, but she was still
yo. Run the clip back. What did he just say?
I know some people were hoping that Henry
crazy.
Cavill would be Ultraman, and while that would be cool for him to fill in that role for Ultraman or Bizarro, it was never guaranteed. The fact that some people were upset or disappointed by this just doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
We as the audience know that both of these characters are identical to Superman. It was
like I understand the way Henry Cavill went out as Superman wasn't great, because I do fully believe that he wanted to bring a joyful, exciting Superman. I do believe he wanted to do that. He just didn't get the chance to do that because of writing, because of how things went and how things fell down. And when he was returning, even when he returned, as soon as he returned, James Gunn was like, "Whoa, what are we doing? I've already got this all figured out." Yeah, and he had to get rid of him. You know, it's so sad, and I understand people being mad, but you have to let things go and you have to move on. You know what I mean? You have to give things a chance, because if you don't give things a chance, then we're never gonna get to a point where we have a good movie universe for comic book depiction of characters. You know what I mean? Like, and that goes for any style of movie. You know what I mean?
It's obvious it'd be David Cornsweet under the mask.
Yes.
And I have to say, he did a pretty swell job at
Yes, he
portraying
did.
a dangerous, brain-dead clone of Superman. He had the perfect expression to convey what they were trying to get across. He was lost without orders and couldn't really do much thinking by himself. And to touch back on the action, we got some of the most unique fight scenes with this character ever put to the big screen, especially when the engineer attempted to fill his lungs with the nanotech and suffocate him. This scene was off-putting and made me feel weird, which is why I love it so much. Superman's entire face was covered. His humanity was gone, physically at least.
Yes.
Every action he took was so suspenseful because it was all done in silence. From my memory, he didn't groan, mumble, or anything, just started flying towards the sun and crashing back down without a word as the engineer and Ultraman tried their hardest to stop him. And as soon as I saw the nanotech creeping up his eye, I immediately got flashbacks to the Raimi symbiote scene. But there's not much more to say besides the fact that this movie is phenomenal.
Yes,
and that
it
the
is.
future of DC is looking bright. And that we need a freaking DC game. You know how annoying it is to walk out of the theater wanting to literally be Superman, but you can't? DC Universe Online isn't gonna cut it for me, and I can only settle for Roblox so much.
Yeah, I understand it. There needs to be a Justice League game. But the only company that needs to be making this game is Insomniac. Insomniac needs to be the only company making these games because they did really good with Spider-Man. They need to make an Avengers game. They need to make a Justice League game, and maybe a Superman game. You know, maybe a Flash. You know what I mean? Because the Suicide Squad game, you know, no matter how people feel about it, it's not a bad running game. It's just its story just isn't it. But you know, one can only hope.
The Fortnite Mythic is alright.
Yeah.
It's not even guaranteed I'll have the chance to get it whenever I load into a match.
True.
And if I do get it, I can only keep it for 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
tops. I don't want to go too in depth on that right now. That's for another video. But I'm also really excited to see what this universe does with other heavy hitters like Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, and my GOAT. We know him. We love him. Nightwing.
Yo! Stop the glaze. We get it.
And my GOAT. We know him. We love him. Nightwing.
But he said the Flash though back there. Go back real quick.
The Flash.
Hey, my GOAT, the Flash. I swear to God. I can't wait till they reveal who the Flash is going to be. I don't care if it's Barry Allen or Wally West. Whichever one it is, I'm fine with it. That is going to be so freaking cool because the Flash is going to be such a great character. The Flash gets done so dirty in live action. I swear he does. But outside of Grant Gustin's Flash, bro, we really haven't had a Flash that was like really, really good. Like Ezra Miller's Flash was, he's all right, but nah, not it.
And my GOAT. We know him. We love him. Nightwing.
Yeah.
Superman. Goats inspire goats.
Yep.
David Cornsweet has also stated in an interview that he thinks Superman should play the role of a cool uncle to the Robins, which is just perfect. That'll be interesting to see though, knowing that our Robin of this universe will be Damian.
Yes.
I can't recall many Damian Wayne and Superman interactions, but that's besides the point. Leaving the theater, I was filled with hope. Yes, hope for the many more movies to come, the future of DC in general, but most importantly, a better tomorrow. And that's exactly how Superman should make you feel.
He ate. Yo, my boy ate. Hey, you heard what he said, right? My boy ate. He killed it with them with that script right there. That was a perfect script. The end to that script was just magnifique. Perfect. Listen, I have high hopes for it too. You know what I mean? I just want good superhero movies. You know what I mean? I just want comic accurate, good superhero movies. Whether it's DC or Marvel. I don't care about the competition or whatever. I want both to succeed because as a fan of both, I want to see both be great because then I can watch greatness. You know what I mean? And when you watch greatness, when you bathe in greatness, it makes you want to be great. It makes you want to do things. You know what I mean? You know, and it. You know, it makes me really excited though. You're welcome. We will always watch CLOUTIFY.
Hey guys, it's me. It's CLOUTIFY. I know you guys are so
That's crazy because I've never heard him say his own name.
Happy to hear my voice. This is the unscripted section of the video.
Yep.
And I want to just let you guys know I really appreciate everything you do and how far I've been able to come on the platform thanks to all of you. And I hope that you guys, you know, you stick around for the long run. And I hope you enjoyed this video because I really like this video. This is like one of my favorite videos I've ever created.
Bro, we're not going anywhere.
Message for Warner Bros, James Gunn, whoever. Nightwing, do you understand? Put Nightwing in a movie soon. I know you're working on a Titan script, or at least that's what you say, but give us Nightwing, all right? I want Nightwing to be the leader of the Titans. I want Nightwing to eventually take over the Justice League. I want Nightwing to be the center of the DCU.
Yo. Okay. Extra glaze. I can't wait for James Gunn's DC universe. I can't wait for, you know, all the exciting movies that are going to come from it. I really hope this universe works out really well. I know there's a lot of hate, you know what I mean? Like, you know, a lot of Snyder fans don't like it or this and that, you know what I mean? They want a dark Superman and everything like that. I get it, you know what I mean? But it's time to move on. It's time to move on to different things and new things and, you know, get some new actors in here, get some, you know, unknown actors and give them these roles and build them up into these megastars for like the next 10 years or so, you know, make them, you know, the new stars, you know what I mean? And that's how we found a couple. That's how we found other guys that, you know, became, you know, like really big celebrities, you know, like Chris Hemsworth or, you know, Chris Evans, you know what I mean? So I really hope that, you know, we could really just get a really good comic book accurate movies, you know what I mean? It makes me excited for the future. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment down below what you want to see in the next video. And as always, this is Zola. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.